Alan, a defeat today against Kidderminster. Any complaints about the scoreline?
Not really, no. The scoreline reflects it, you know. Scoreboard doesn't lie, and unfortunately for us, what's annoyed me today is they've scored the first goal from a corner, which we knew about. I've told them that we leave 3 up to pull them out of the box, and we haven't done it, so I've gone ballistic in there at half time. The second goal, I don't know what Curtis Jones is doing. He should just put it out of play and regroup, and we go again after we've just had a great opportunity to go and equalise. And the second goal, I think, has killed us completely. You see the heads go a little bit. Well, I did anyway. And the third one was not a lot you could do about that. It's a great finish.
A second successive defeat, which is obviously very disappointing. What was missing overall from the performance?
In my opinion, a will, a desire to do the ugly sides of the game, which, in my opinion, you've got to do to win football matches, which we were doing very well to start the season. We've just said to them in there, we don't know what's wrong in there, because, in my opinion, if I'm playing against you and I win my battle, then you get 8 of those happening, you win the game of football. Today, how many battles did we win on that pitch? Not many. Not many. A very, very disappointing performance. I feel sorry for the fans that have come here today, because they deserve better, and it's something we've got to address very quickly.
I know confidence obviously takes a knock after a couple of defeats. Can you kind of explain why we're maybe not reaching the same heights that we were in the first few games?
No, it's a little bit beyond me. I think I might have been putting too much stress on Stephen Jennings. You know, he's done fantastic to give me the amount of games he has, but you know, Jenna might need a little rest. I don't know. There's something in there we've got to have a look at. Dougie's struggling, as you know, with 10 minutes to go. I've had to leave him up front. He couldn't move, he wanted to come off, so that causes you a problem. I believe Curtis Jones has got a problem in there. But listen, I'm not worried about injuries. It's about what you do when you're over that white line, and what we're doing at the moment isn't good enough. Started
reasonably well, had a really good chance through Yves Zama. If that goes in, is it a different game?
Well, goals change games, don't they? But if I'm being honest, for the first 20 minutes I thought we had a lot of possession. I didn't think we penetrated with any real force. We hardly tested the goalkeeper. So from our point of view, another disappointing performance.
You mentioned the possession we had in the first half. Is that what was really lacking, that kind of sense of urgency, that drive?
I think the final ball, I mean, I've just said to them there, you know, we're 2-0 down, and we're in wide areas, and we're passing the ball to someone that's 2 yards away that can only do the same thing as you can. Deliver the ball. We put people in the box. You know, a little bit. Well, that goes with confidence, and the confidence has been knocked, that's for sure. But there's only one way to get it right, and that's work twice as hard as anybody else and put it right.
You mentioned that goals change games. That first goal, as I said, we probably had the better of the game until then. Did that change the course of the game?
No, I don't think the first one did, but I really do think that the second one killed us. You know, after that defeat at Southport, and then coming here and conceding 2 goals, and to try and dig that out is hard. The first one, you've always got a chance to come back, which we nearly did. The second one kills you. Yeah.
You mentioned the sloppy nature of the first 2 goals. How do you kind of correct that as a manager? How do you look to eradicate those mistakes?
Well, the first thing is, first, they listen to what you're saying, and that's what I said in there. You know, at the end of the day, if they do the right things, that might not happen, because they can't overload your goalkeeper. The second one, well, that's an individual error, which you can't do much about.
There was obviously a heavy defeat on Tuesday. Do you think there was a bit of a hangover from that, maybe?
I wouldn't say there's a hangover. I just think that looking at the performance today, after the second goal, we look jaded. And sometimes that is to do with a lack of confidence, that's for sure. Because when they scored the third, they're all wanting the ball, they all want it, they want to turn you around. So from that point of view, listen, when you're on a high like we were here against Boston, we all wanted the ball. That's a hard thing to say, but if you're having a bad time like we say now, you've got to do the ugly side of it.
After being so solid defensively in the opening matches, it must be a worry that we're being exposed quite regularly in the past couple of matches. Do you put that down to a lack of discipline, confidence, belief? What would you attribute that to?
Well, if you look at today's goals, you'd say not listening to what you're telling them from set plays, the first one, A second one's an individual error, and the third one's a strike that you can't really do a lot about. So, do I say that? The goals at Stockport, if you're asking me about that, yeah, they were comedy of errors, you know. So, from that point of view, 2 of the goals today could have been avoided, and if you avoid them, the third one might not happen.
Harrogate on Tuesday. What do we have to do to get back to winning ways?
Work twice as hard as them, because they look to be flying. I believe they won 5-1 today. They're a very, very quick, energetic side, and you know, we've got to put on a performance like we haven't done over the last 3 anyway, that's for sure.
Jack Sampson's served a 3-match ban. How badly have we missed him in the past couple of games?
I think the results show. You know, I think people don't realise the work that he does out there to get hold of the ball and bring people into play, and you know, Jack's a very, very good player. There's not many like him in this league, and yeah, you do miss him.
No Chris Merry today. What's the latest with him?
He had a fitness test before the game, and his knee's not right, so it was unfair to put him on the bench today. So he should be all right for Tuesday.
And just finally, you brought Lee Croft in. He had a late run out in the second half. What are your thoughts bringing him? I think it's a short-term deal, is he on?
Well, Lee, I mean, I watched him last year at Oldham, and Lee's got quality. Like, he's been in Man City, you know the quality he's got. Lee's been quite open and honest and said that he's not 100% match fit, and we need to get him games. And he's an impact player at the moment, and can go on and change your game. You know, probably it'd be nice to throw him in when you're 2 or 3 up, and he can go and express himself. That's for sure. It was a bit hard on him today, if I'm being honest.
That's great. Cheers,
okay.
Alan. Thank you.
Cheers. No problem.